Hello everyone, I'm D-Mind, the mind of one and all, and welcome back to another episode of An Octave Higher. So in the last episode, well, the symposium happened and then, what's his name, Franz asked for funding from Frederick, and he got trolled by Frederick and was sent to the hotel. Wow. And now he's lost. So now we're playing as Franz. I know I should be going back to find the roads that will take me back to the city, but somehow I'm drawn to the site. When I finally stop walking, I'm already standing in front of its rusty gate. On it, a sign reads Magical Mechanical Ltd. Magical Mechanical? I see, this must be a factory where magic machines are assembled. The sun is setting. And we play as her. Are they gonna bump into each other? The setting sun marks the end of my shift. I glance outside the factory building to see the road and some small buildings painted orange by the setting sun. I slip my hand in my apron pocket. The vial is still there. Are you really going to do it? Jude is getting ready to leave for home. Yeah. You know it's not going to work, right? I don't reply. See you tomorrow, Elise. See you. What is she going to do? I watch silently as Jude leaves the factory. When I can no longer see her, I too make my way outside, but instead of exiting the gate, I make a right turn. After circling the factory, I arrive and find what I was looking for. And we switch perspective again. I circle the factory cautiously, moving along its fence. I don't know what it is I'm looking for, but I keep surveying the complex. After a while, I find a small opening that leads to a place like a small backyard. What? Is that a piano? I enter slowly, but stop when I see someone. A girl. She's around my age, perhaps younger. She's dressed in a factory uniform. Her shoulder-length hair is disheveled, but it's not unsightly. A small braid runs behind her right ear, but not the left. The asymmetry makes her unusually special, especially considering her surroundings. She's sitting at an old piano that's set in the middle of this abandoned yard, behind the factory building, as unusual and out of place as the beautiful lady who sits at is in the middle of these slums. She reaches out to the piano with her right hand and gently presses key right in the middle of the keyboard. Silence. Having failed to produce any sound with the middle F key, I try an octave higher. An octave higher to the right. More silence. Not surprising, this piano has been broken since the day it was made. For all I know, but I always like to begin like this. My family had this same model when I was a small child, which I used to play many times. My parents even said I was pretty good at it. But we know parents say that about everything their kids does. Wait. What happened to your parents again? I know that they're somehow gone now, and you are now staying with Madame Beauvoir. But how did they disappear? Oh well. I found this poor piano here by accident about a month ago. Nobody knows who dumped it here. Since then I haven't been coming here after work almost every day just to be near the piano. For some reason, being with it relaxes me. Is it the same piano your family owned? Who knows? Let me guess, you're gonna try to use that magic potion to cast heal on this thing and restore it. The girl sits there motionless for a while. Then suddenly, she produces a small vial of bluish liquid. I've seen that liquid enough times to be able to tell what it is right away. Sukuma Xanthor... Really, game? Sukuma Xanthoria. Or Temulawak. Even that name is a bit weird. As it is called in its native land, in this kingdom we call it mana. Oh. What is she going to do with it? Am I really going to do it? I'm sorry for lying to you, Mr. Nilton. I actually drank the potion from lunch break. I'll find a way to make up for this somehow. I gaze at my drink in my hand again. Yes, I'm going to do it. I carefully take the cap off the vial, bring the vial to my lips and empty it. Wow, we're switching perspective a lot here. Having drunk the manna, the girl brings both her hands slightly above the piano, palms facing down, as though giving it her blessing. Seriously? I close my eyes. If anyone saw me right now, she'd think I was in the middle of doing mental preparation before performing a sonata. Seriously? How many times you want to switch perspective? I feel compassion building up. She's going to, but no, she can't be thinking of. No, nobody can fix a broken thing with healing magic. Compassion magic can only affect living beings. You can heal a man, or woman, or child, or animal, but not a piano. Compassion. Transform. Amplify. Dots? We got the dots. Light days, 26 Sextilis AM 3:30. I think that's the year. That's the date, that's the month, and that's the day, but I have no idea which day comes before what. So you say light day, I wouldn't know. Again. For as much exposition this game has, it doesn't explain the day. And we're back to Frederick. Thanks for coming to my house, Johan. Oh, it's Professor Johan Poe. Always a pleasure, Joff. It's an honor to meet you, Lord Godwin. My name is Franz Byron, a student of Professor Poe's. Oh. Oh, so I guess they skipped that part and now we're back here. My father is having a meeting with a famous professor from Conservatoire d'Ouverture to evaluate yesterday's event, as well as discuss potential projects that may receive support from MM. Because I attended the symposium yesterday, my father insisted that I be here. What a pain in the ass. What I don't understand is why that student is also in this room. In fact, isn't he supposed to be at the conservatoire? Even though it's light day and there are no classes, at least he could have the decency to do his homework and be far away from me. Originally, people only rested from work on Sunday, but sometime in the last century, they decided that they would work 5 days a week instead of 6. Like they joined Sunday to make the modern weekend. Wait, I just realized, Sunday. There's a day that is actually named that we actually use. So light day is Saturday. So yesterday's symposium. Yes, MM will be having a shareholder meeting next week. And I'm thinking of proposing to invest in some research projects that have potential to bring good returns for the company. All our representatives have submitted their recommendations to me, but I also want to hear your opinion. Not all our representatives, father. I don't remember giving enough of a damn to write a report. Ho ho ho. Now I'm obviously biased, but if I may, I'd like to suggest my own student's research project. A research project? Which one is that? It's the one about the study of compassion magic, my lord. Oh, that. Any other projects you can recommend, Johan? Father is harsh. He completely disregards Poe's idea without any comment whatsoever. My lord, if you're interested, I can give you more details about my research. My father eyes the student coldly without turning his head. I think I've heard enough details from our own experts. With all due respect to Professor Poe, your advisor and my friend, I have to tell you that our team of experts have decided that your research is unlikely to produce anything of value. Well, I think a scientific theory that will lead to the creation of compassion magic machines would be very, very, very valuable indeed. Very valuable indeed. I think you misunderstand. I'm not saying that the results you're hoping to get from the research will be worthless. I'm saying that it's unlikely to yield such a result. Our team of experts at have concluded that it is very improbable that your research will succeed. Joff, while I agree that the project is very ambitious, I believe it is still worth pursuing for. Even if it ultimately fails, we will surely gain valuable insights into compassion magic, which will enrich our understanding of magic in general. Johan, I agree with you, and indeed, I commend this student for choosing to undertake this important research. However, is a business. Our goal is not to understand magic for its own sake. We require a monetary return on investment, either through a new product or improve functionality of an existing product. If your research is purely academic, you're better off asking for funding from the king. Ho ho ho. Oh wait, so there's a king? There's royalty? Huh. Wait, whoops. Tax log. Ho ho ho. The conservatory itself is a public institution, so we're already funded by the monarchy. Unfortunately, most of the money is used for operational costs. There's very little left for research projects. And then we got the dots. Dots. More dots. Is it my turn to say something? I'm still not sure why I was even called here. Whether father wants to fund this silly project or not is none of my business. You know, the student could, I wouldn't say blackmail, but could use that information against you. He said, you know, your son gave me a piece of paper, an address that led to a motel. And you'll be like, what? Actually, just yesterday, I think I might have discovered the key to making compassion magic work on non-living beings. I saw something very extraordinary near the factories. May I tell the story? You were in the industrial district? Go ahead. Well, I was lost in the Pools district yesterday, and from there happened to stumble upon an factory. The student gives me a quick glance before continuing. I circled the factory and by chance came across this girl who was sitting at a broken piano. I don't know why she did it, but she cast Revive on it, on the broken piano. Casting Revive on a piano? What a stupid thing to do. Revive only revitalize damaged cells. It can only heal, not bring the dead back to life. Was she hoping the piano would transform back into a tree? At that moment, of course, the area was filled with a white light, and just then, I felt that I heard the piano made a sound. When the light subsided, I saw the girl and I could tell that she had also heard it. But when she pressed the piano key again, there was only silence. Only then that I realized that there was never any sound. I must have imagined it. But at the exact moment the spell was cast, I was very sure that it had fixed the piano. It was a novel experience, and I would like to conduct some experiments to see if the phenomenon is quantifiable. Everyone is silent for a second. We're trying to make sense of his story. But it didn't make a sound, did it? No, the piano is still broken after she cast the magic spell. Then you haven't discovered anything. I find this story very interesting. Franz knows magic well. If he feels that the girl's magic was abnormal, it is definitely worth looking into. You said this girl was in an factory. Was this girl a factory worker? Yes, I'm sure she was. She was a teenage girl, about 14, 16 years old. She was dressed in a factory uniform. Her hair was down to her shoulder and she had a braid that ran behind her right ear. Huh? Wait, that girl. Wait, did you say she had a braid? What? No, I won't go. Look, wow. Look at Franz's face. His look at you is like, what? It's like the oh my god look, like the mother of God look. While your father is like, huh? I don't think you should have said that, buddy. Everyone looked at me suddenly as if I were a ghost that had just stepped in through the wall. Yes, right behind her right ear. What about the left? No, definitely only on the right side. Frederick, if you must ask a question, ask something relevant to the discussion. There is no mistake. It was definitely her. It was that angel. Oh come on, still over that angel? It was the beautiful girl I saw in front of Mission de Beauvoir. Ho ho ho. What's wrong with being interested in a girl, Joff? Father, in my opinion, it would be good for to fund his research project. What? Why? Is it because of the girl? Why? I quickly direct the discussion back to that student's research before I'm found out. I've only got one shot at this. Oh, I see. You're trying to change the subject before they discuss about why you know the girl. My father raises an eyebrow while the rest of his face is unchanged. He's unimpressed. I bet he was born with that face. Congratulations, ma'am, it's a boy. Oh, how is my baby doctor? Well, from looking at his face, I think he wants to hear a proposal on how you and your husband plan to provide him with the best environment to grow up and study. Probably like that. Wow! As I was reading that sentence, I was imagining a baby with this face. This looking. Oh wow. Explain. Here goes. I think you need to look at it from a different angle. can fund his research not as an investment but as a marketing campaign aimed at improving the company's image in academia. By funding a purely academic research project, can claim that it is helping to advance science. We would be promoting our corporate social responsibility. It will make more popular among the students. When they graduate, more of them will want to work for And if you think about it, this is much cheaper than the kind of advertising normally does. Wow, you are actually bringing a lot of good reasons into it. I think your father will be impressed. If not, I don't know what to say. It's just a student project anyway. There is only one researcher and the salary is lower than average scientist or engineer. Other than salary, he only needs money to buy equipment and maybe pay a few assistants. All taken together, it still amounts to little more than a rounding error of for Now my father's other eyebrow is also raised. His mouth is slightly open, but he's still silent. I bet he never knew that his son is so shrewd about business. Ho 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 ho. The younger Lord God will make a pretty sound argument. What do you think, Joff? Well, I think it can't hurt to fund this project. My face returns to its normal expression, completely emotionless. After all, I can see its magic already. Amazing. What do you mean? It makes my son interested in the science project. It doesn't get much more magical than that. Ho ho ho, I have to say that it surprises even me. I managed to convince my father, but it wasn't really my argument that made my father change his mind. I don't know if I should be happy about this. Thank you very much, my lord. I promise I'll deliver a good result with this project. After that, father and the professor talked about several other research projects. The student and I don't speak another word. Well, yeah, after you trolled them. Are you gonna change perspective yet again? Nope. Thanks, Frederick. Thanks to you, Lord Godwin agreed to fund my project. My father and the professor have left together after the meeting. I don't know where they're going. Don't mention it. Oh, by the way. To be honest, I was a bit irritated yesterday after you sent me to that place. I was rather panicked when I found out what kind of place it was. Haha. And by the way, you really got me there. But I'm not angry, because now I know that you sincerely wanted to help me and only gave me that address as a joke. But how did you get that place's address anyway? Silence! What a dope. If my father was still here and heard about me going to Mason, I'd be fed to a dragon. Well, so to speak, dragons aren't real. Of course, what is this? A fantasy land? By the way, can you bring that girl here tomorrow? That girl? The factory worker who tried to fix your broken piano. Oh, do you want to meet her? Well, I want to hear compassion magic with my own eyes. Ah yes, of course. You must be really interested in compassion magic. Haha. I'll have you smitten, you fool. Wait, what? I'll have you smitten, you fool. Yep, it wasn't him. It was me. Okay, I'll find and bring her here tomorrow. I don't know why I want to see that girl so much. To be honest, she's beautiful, but she isn't the only beautiful girl in Overture. I guess that's just something about her that's different from all the other girls. After Franz brings the girl here tomorrow, I won't have any need for him anymore. To hell with his nonsensical research. Really? So you do all this just for the girl? Great. Good luck on your research. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Frederick. Thanks again for your help. And we switch perspective to Franz. I leave Godwin's house feeling satisfied because I was able to secure funding for my research thanks to Frederick. Frederick wants to see the girl tomorrow, so I have to find her right away. I look up at the sky to see the sun above me. The girl should be at the factory at this time. Aren't I forgetting something? Oh, I promised Rita we go see a kinetoscope show today. I look at my chronometer. I think there's still time to see the show with Rita before going to the factory, but if I see the show, I'll only arrive at the factory around sundown and may not have much time to look for the girl. On the other hand, if I go to the factory now, I have more time to look for the girl. What should I do? Meet Rita at the theater or look for the girl at the factory? Oh, you're gonna give me the choice! No! What should I do? Wait, I don't want to load. Cancel. Let's save in the second slot. Save. Let's see. We could go to the theater and yeah. Let's go to the theater. We still have time, right? I already made a promise, Rita. I have to go here. Now, where's the omnibus stop? I arrived here this morning in Professor Poe's personal carriage, but he has gone somewhere with Lord Godwin. Looking around, I find myself surrounded by big and luxurious houses. Even among the bourgeois, see? I didn't know how to pronounce that word. Not many people can afford to live in this area. There don't seem to be any omnibuses. Everyone is riding his own personal carriage. Occasionally there are also taxi carriages. I picked the direction and walked, trying to dig into my memory of riding with Professor Poe this morning. Not here. Wait, I think we took this turn. There really are no omnibus stops around this area. Aristocrats just don't use omnibuses, I guess. Finally, I gave a signal to a passing taxi carriage, which then descends in front of me. I get on the carriage as soon as it stops. After I tell the driver my destination, the carriage takes off and flies. The carriage drops me off on the street right in front of the theater, a busy street in the business district in Central Overture. As soon as I get off, the carriage picks up another passenger and takes off to the sky. Rita is already waiting at the theater entrance. Did you just arrive in a taxi carriage? Have you suddenly become rich? Not rich, but I am in store for some money in the very near future. Huh? I convinced Lord Godwin to fund my research. Actually, his son did. Well, it's a long story. Whoa. Aren't we going to watch a kinetoscope show? Let's go inside. Yeah, let's. Of the 20 to 30 people inside the theater, only 2 or 3 are aristocrats, while the rest are bourgeois. Sorcerer seems to be more popular with aristocrats. Maybe it's the thrill of seeing people bleed for your entertainment. The theater is much smaller than I thought. Kinetoscope shows are a new form of entertainment. They're not very popular yet. So what are we watching today? Arita leads me to a wall with which 2 posters are hung. One of the posters shows a drawing of a young woman in courtly dress lying atop some kind of bed, and a young man standing next to her. Sleeping Beauty? Oh yeah, I can even read it right there, Sleeping Beauty on the poster. While the other one is called Popular. It looks like a Pikachu. And a young man standing next to her. At the top is written the title Sleeping Beauty. The other poster shows a drawing of some kind of bizarre mechanical bunny holding some kind of illuminated sword. The title is Populux and the Candy House. Franz, what do you want to watch? I'll watch Sleeping Beauty. Oh wow! Okay, let's go buy a ticket. I thought you were gonna give me the choice, and depending on which choice I pick, it'll be more romantic with her or not. After buying our tickets, Rita and I joined the rest of the audience in front of the big white screen. Not long after the show begins, First the light. The kinetoscope operator casts an illumination spell to project an image onto the screen. Next, the projection machine casts a spell to run the film sheet and alternately open and close the shutter inside. The image on the screen begins to move as the shutter makes a repeated clack 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 sound. A kinetoscope can only provide visuals, so a storyteller stands next to the screen and narrates the story. Sometimes he also acts out the character's dialogue. To enhance the experience, the story is accompanied by an orchestra, but unlike a saucer match where you see a full-size symphony orchestra, here is just a chamber orchestra consisting of no more than 15 musicians. And then the story. The story begins with the birth of a king and queen's long wished for child. The king and queen throw a banquet and invite 7 fairies to celebrate the birth of the new princess. At the banquet, the fairies each seat themselves before a golden box containing golden jewel utensils. However, a fairy who is overlooked enters. She's offered a seat, but not in front of one of the golden boxes, since only 7 were made. Angry that she doesn't get a golden box for herself, the bad fairy princess the bad fairy places the princess under enchantment. Before her 20th birthday, the princess will prick her hand on a spindle and die. One of the good fairies tries to reverse the curse, but she can only do so partially. Instead of dying, the princess will fall into a deep sleep for 100 years, and only a true love's kiss will awaken her. The princess grows into childhood and then into adolescence. All the while, the king and queen try to keep her away from spinning wheels or spindles, then forbid the possession of one throughout the land. But one day, when the king and queen are away, the princess comes upon a spindle, and the curse is at last fulfilled. The sleeping princess is then carried to the finest room in the palace and placed upon a bed of gold and silver embroidered fabric. When the king and queen pass away, the entrance to the castle is sealed, and the good fairy uses her magic to summon a forest of trees, brambles and thorns that spring up around the castle, shielding it from the outside world. 100 years pass. One day, a prince spies the hidden castle during a hunting expedition. He well knows from legends told to him when he was a boy that within the castle lies a beautiful princess who is doomed to sleep for 100 years, and he knows how to break that magic spell. The prince braves the tall trees and brambles and thorns and enters the castle. At last, he comes across the chamber where the princess lies asleep, and awakens her with true love's kiss. Dear. How is it? The kinetoscope is pretty cool, right? It's definitely an interesting piece of technology. Can't say the same about the story though. Huh? What's wrong with the story? What's wrong with... Look, I can imagine a spell to put a target into a deep sleep, but one that activates only when the target pricks her hand on a spindle, more than 10 years after the spell is cast. No, that's silly. It's just a story, Franz. Well, yeah, but even a story has to make sense. I mean, how does the prince lift the curse 100 years after it was cast? It's illogical. Was it a compassion-based magic? You couldn't tell. Nobody had an aura when any of the spells were invoked. He's looking at it scientifically. Franz, it's a fairy tale from hundreds of years ago. Look, long before we had magical science. Well, fine, but do you know what the worst part is? I think I know, but I hope I'm wrong. The kiss. Oh god, I'm right. How do you cast a spell with a kiss? You cast a spell with a hand, come on! Even given that it was a fairy tale, there's a limit to how ridiculous a story can be. Fixation on her? Huh? It's the power of true love, Franz. Come on, don't be so literal minded. And that's another thing, the prince sees the princess for the first time and the first thing he does is steal a kiss without her consent? That's sexual harassment! Oh wow. Franz, what happened to your childhood? Where did your sense of wonder go? Oh boys. You are all so serious and literal all the time. Lighten up! Look, I'm an engineer and I can still enjoy a fairy tale. In the end, she gets me to concede that the story is pretty good as long as it is treated as fantasy and not, despite featuring magic in the story, science fiction. Are you going home now? Actually, I have something to do. I look at my chronometer. Looks like I have to go now if I want to arrive at the factory before sundown. I need to look for some... thing. Oh, are you looking for your sense of wonder? I'll help. I am not looking for my sense of wonder. I keep it stuffed under my mattress or at home. Okay then, see you on Monday, Franz. See you on Monday. Monday, not Monday, Monday. Oh god, why? Monday. Now I have to go to the factory and look for that girl. I hope I didn't miss my opportunity by going for the movie. Having nothing to do while sitting alone on omnibus gives me ample time to think about my research. I'm still not sure if I'll be able to find anything new from the research, but if I can't get the girl to help, I should at least be able to produce some interesting experimental data. But I think this is a good place to end it, so leave a like, comment and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at DMindGaming if you have enjoyed, and I hope to see you again in the next episode.